everyone, it's Anet, and today I want to show you how to use the Gift of Giving's layered Poinsettia stamp and die set. How you can stamp with the stamp and die cut with the dies, and also how to layer the Poinsettia. I will also be using the carnelian cardstock. I have created some alcohol inks backgrounds, and I think it just came out beautiful, where I will be adding the layered Poinsettia here onto the bottom left. I also used these blending tips from Couture Creations to actually create the leaves that I've done here with some alcohol inks. With this alcohol background, I'm going to die cut it with the Gift of Giving Merry Christmas die, as well as a Peaceful Peonies tall branches. First, I'm going to stamp the Gift of Giving a layer Poinsettia stamp onto some carnelian cardstock with some Versamark and some gold embossing powder. I'm now going to use some Versamark ink onto the layered Poinsettia stamp. I'm now going to use some gold embossing powder. I'm now going to heat emboss the layered Poinsettia stamp. Just look how beautiful this fine detail is showing up with the embossing powder. I just think this layered Poinsettia stamp is just stamping and embossing just beautiful. I now want to show you what I have done with the layered Poinsettia stamp and die set. Now on the stamp, and I'm just going to bring it nearer for you to actually see it. On this stamp, I have actually made some marks for myself. I've marked this top leaf of the Poinsettia, and I have done a black dot here so that I can know when I'm going to put it here onto the embossed stamp image where I actually need to put the die. And I've also done it with the middle one. I've made a mark here for this leaf here and done a black mark dot there, and also for this middle die I've also done a dot there so that I can know that I'm doing the top of the middle. I'm now placing my embossed stamped image on the cutting plate. How I'm going to actually place the dies. And the first one, I'm going to place the dot here onto this leaf here. And just positioning it over this area. And just placing the second die here over the image. And then I'm just placing the middle on top of the image. And now I'm just going to put some tape over it so to keep it the dies in place. Now I'm going to run it through my Couture Creations Go Power and Emboss machine. I'm now going to show you how this layered Poinsettia have actually die cut. You have a piece of this left over of the stamped image, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fussy cut around these poinsettia leaves. And this die of the layered poinsettia die cut like this, and I think it's beautiful. This one have die cut like this, and then you also have this die that die cut like this. So now your layered poinsettia stamped image is also die cut, and we can layer the poinsettia onto the card. I'm now going to fussy cut this layered poinsettia stamp image, and all that you do with fussy cutting is you move the cardstock and not the scissor. I've already created a alcohol ink background, and I've used these Couture Creations blending tips to create these leaves with some alcohol ink, and I think it just came out beautiful. I've layered the alcohol ink background onto some carnelian cardstock here and some white square card base. And what I've done here now is I have fussy cut the piece of the stamp image that was left over from where these were die cut, and I've placed it here onto the stamp just to remind me where to add these when I'm layering the poinsettia. So first I'm taking this piece of the stamped image and I'm placing it onto the card front where I want this. But I'm also making sure that I'm using it like I have it here on my stamp image here. So to make it easier for myself to add all these. What I've done now is I have actually laid out the layered poinsettia so that I can see where I actually want to adhere the layering of the poinsettia. First I'm going to adhere this middle stamped image. I've already added some 3D foam dots. I'm going to add this middle here. I'm going to add this middle here. And now I'm going to add the outer layered poinsettia. And I'm just tucking it underneath. Just look how beautiful this layered poinsettia have laid here onto the card base. I think this is just beautiful. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video on how to stamp and die cut and lay it with the Gift of Giving layered poinsettia die and stamp set. Thank you for joining me. I will be back soon. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.